Hey everybody, my name is Ted Boucard,
Hey, I'm Andrew Boucard.
and we are the Modern Day Bees. Provided by Red Rose TV, we're here to talk to you about different topics.
Topics ranging from influential figures
Yes.
to sociology to just overall innovation.
Yes, and behind the camera we also have...
Elizabeth Peters acting as moderator.
Love it.
But
Should-
yeah, what?
Should we get right into it?
Let's get right into
Yeah,
it.
first podcast. Lay it down for us, Liz.
Yeah, so tell us about your origin story. Where does it all start?
Why don't you take it up first, bud?
Yeah, so it all started when I was born. I touched down in 2001. 9/11 had just happened.
Ooh,
Ooh,
it's a tough one.
not for me. We're at the renaissance of the internet. Fast forward a decade and a half. I realized I like clothes a lot. Pretty big on analytical thinking. I just like learning different stuff. I don't know. I consider myself pretty creative. More of a ponderer, brooding ponderer.
Would you say a lurker?
Not a lurker, definitely not a lurker. On social media, I'm a lurker.
Okay.
Yeah. More of a brooding ponderer, but with charisma and empathy.
It's a dangerous combination.
Yeah, pretty dangerous. But I like what I am and what I become and what I will continue to become. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Ted? How things start with you? You're
Yeah.
older than me, right?
I'm a little bit older.
Is he?
Is it? Did we tell you guys? Did you guys hear the last names were the same? Yeah.
Don't look it up.
No, but I touched down in 1995. I was born in 1995. Actually, fun fact: I was born in Haiti.
Wow.
Born in different countries, huh? Born in Haiti.
It's like the Parent Trap.
It is like the Parent Trap, and
We're both Lindsay Lohan.
yes. Oh wait, but yes, but I'm the fake Lindsay Lohan. Yeah, because it wasn't two people. It was just
Which one's a fake Lindsay Lohan? Does she know the fence? Like with the sword?
the one that offends. Oh wow, that's a good memory.
Mm.
But yeah, born 1995, born in Haiti, moved to America when I was 2 months old, and I think we moved to Florida when I was first born. I lived with my grandma. Fast forward, lived in New Jersey. Fast forward, we moved to PA. I was about 5 back then. 20 years later, turned 25, and a year before I was 25, I opened up a bookstore with Elizabeth Peters, who's the moderator.
Hey.
And 3 years later, now I'm 27, and now we're looking to make a podcast. Just make a difference. Hopefully, touch some lives and keep it interesting.
Yeah, exciting things. Real
Mhm.
exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah, we've been saying we were gonna do this for years now, and we're manifesting it into reality. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I think we've started a couple podcasts, and I think we've done like 3 or 4 episodes, which we don't know if you ever see the light of day of those.
Yeah, they might get retitled. Who
Yes.
knows? Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's pretty much the origin story. I mean, bookstore. I have a background in culinary. I love food, but I love movies and shows, and I love people. So yeah.
What are things that you think are going to be your biggest challenges as you start this podcast?
Oh, that's a good question.
I was thinking definitely engagement, viewership, how well we can, market this to get people like you watching us talk about stuff. Us trying our hardest to not get canceled. But hey, I had this bracelet. I gotta wear it next time. It says "Canceled Cutie," so if I wear that bracelet and I say something you don't like, I have immunity. But I'll try my hardest to not get canceled.
Yes. Thankfully, I'm already PC trained, so I won't get canceled. Hopefully.
I'm a spin doctor.
Spin Doctor. Some challenges that I think for us, honestly, I like kind of Angie said, getting us started, and definitely in the beginning, like just kind of, and also being consistent with it. I think that'll be a big challenge, just because we're all doing different things. But I think we've been doing pretty good as far as the content and just creating for the YouTube channel. Yeah, I think that will be the biggest thing I think about is the consistency, and but I'm excited for that too, though. You know, the steps moving forward from it.
There's some fun-loving dudes.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, maybe this is not the right thing, but I want us to, I think we're both genuine, authentic people, and I hope that can come across. That I feel like a lot of these podcasts that I watch now, obviously it's a lot of more celebrities, but like they just talk about, you know, I don't know, it's like more bragging rights. I feel like sometimes, you know, it's like, oh, my buddy and my famous buddy, which is nothing wrong with it. Great, do your thing, but you know, I hope we can kind of do a little bit more, not heart-wrenching, but like more thought-provoking conversations, more real conversations and stuff like that. So
Yeah, we're different. We're different from the rest. We're raw. We tell you how it is. He tells you how it is. I say nothing.
You're not like other girls.
I'm not like other girls.
exactly.
What are some of the biggest challenges you think you'll face on the YouTube channel?
So like just like making shorts and videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. You know, because podcasts aren't just on podcasts now. It's also a video component.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the Modern Day Bees podcast being in affiliation with Red Rose TV, the YouTube channel, I think it'll be pretty cool to see, you know, the channel like splintering off into like subsections to where people can pick and choose or just watch all of it and to see all of us just enjoying life. But back again to like viewership. I don't know. A lot of people podcast, right? There's a lot of podcasters.
There is. I think like I should say this for not just the podcasting, but also for just the YouTube, is making sure that we have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like I think like with us is like, especially with this is cool. Like I feel like this has been like, you kind of hit on it, years in the making, but now we can kind of get a real groove that is like on camera in a sense. You know what I mean? I think people, when they see us, they have like, oh wow, these guys are definitely brothers. You know what I mean? So it's like now that we can kind of showcase this on a platform, that'll be cool. Challenges for the YouTube page itself, consistency also, but also like I know we have a lot of different. I wouldn't say we're doing a lot of different different topics or different type of content, but it's like you know I don't know if we want to you're gonna have there's talks about you having a tech page, you know, and then Liz is gonna have reviews. You know, we'll be doing the videos, so I'm hoping that everything kind of comes together, but it's also kind of like our personal bookstore where there's a little bit of everything for everybody. So it's not just like a single genre, you're having different things, but it's all kind of still cohesive, you know?
Yeah, this YouTube channel is like a diary for your bookstore, for the bookstore.
Yeah.
You guys' bookstore, it's a little diary. You get to see its ever-changing growth.
Yeah, and with the YouTube, I'm hoping we can get we do a lot of events and we can kind of showcase those for you guys, so you can see for the people who can't see us like in town, you can see it on the screen. So, yeah.
What do you hope to accomplish through this podcast specifically, and then ultimately through the YouTube channel?
A good question, Liz.
Yeah, you started talking about it, so it's easy to.
Can you repeat the question? I know I just asked.
What do you hope to accomplish through this channel, through this podcast?
Honestly, like I think when we first talked about doing this, you know, it's kind of and we've had different time periods where we've done different activities together, whereas this is another activity we can do together, you know. I know I don't really want to say it, but it's really not about like, we are not looking in the future as far as monetizations. We're looking as far as hitting points and hitting people's feelings in a sense. You know, I want people to have see this podcast, be like, let me talk about this. Let me talk about it with somebody else, and let's have a dialogue between themselves or something like that. I'm hoping that it can transform into more dialogue and more rapport between people. But also just we get a lot of questions as far as the bookstore, like, hey, how do you open a bookstore? How's it been opening a bookstore? Or, I don't think I'll ever be able to open a bookstore, but we're hoping that we can be very candid and open with you guys. And as far as the YouTube goes, you'll learn a lot. And I'm sure you'll learn a lot from Andrew when it comes to tech too. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Can you repeat the question?
What do you hope to accomplish?
Oh yeah, I hope to use this podcast as an outlet to touch back on what Ted said. Gain some much needed dialogue on a multitude of different topics. Just talk things out. Whatever's going on in the world, whatever's going on in things that we just enjoy talking about.
What are some people, places, or things that have inspired you to podcast? Like, do you watch podcasts yourself or listen to podcasts yourself? What inspires you to do it? This specific medium.
Man, listen, you can pay for this? Is this your part-time job?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go first.
Alright, you got it.
I love podcasts, actually. Like I said, I was born in 2001, so I'm a Gen Zer who live off this stuff. I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube videos. I listen to podcasts. I watch podcasts. I watch Australian guys talk about movies. I watch Black entrepreneurs talk about how to make it in life. I watch just stuff about like philosophy and stoicism and stuff like that. So it's just cool that we get to have a podcast and we can talk about things that resonate with us and other people watching.
Yeah.
Podcasts.
Yeah.
Podcasts are cool.
Podcasts are cool. I say that, but also I feel like in a place where I'm at now, I do not watch as much podcasts as I used to. I think before we had the bookstore, I was watching a lot of podcasts. Before the bookstore, I was at a culinary background, so I was driving an hour back and forth to get to this restaurant, and so I had so much time to listen to music or podcasts. And after a while, you listen to a lot of music, and then you want to listen to something else. So I was watching a lot of hip hop podcasts, a lot of like social justices or pop culture type podcasts. Sports podcasts, but I think after the bookstore opened, that really has gone down a little bit. But I would even say now, ever since we've had the conversation about having our own podcast, there's a little bit less not less interest, but like I think we're different, and also it's great to be different for us. I think when I overlook at something, I'm so trying to analyze, and maybe I might do a little too much where it's similar. So I think for me now, it's probably best to not watch too many podcasts, so I can just be as authentic and myself as possible.
I definitely know what you mean when you say that. I've seen posts where it's like, if you want to like create content, you gotta like stop consuming content, so that you can just start making the content like we're doing right here.
Can you I'll ask not this question, but the one before that, because I have something I want to say again towards that.
What do you hope to accomplish?
So yes, something I want to accomplish is, we were talking about, the type of content we want to put out. I've noticed also now, like we joke around about like reels, shorts, and stuff like that, and like the platforms we watch them on. These guys try to hate on me so much because I watch YouTube shorts. I mean, what are the YouTube reels?
Shorts.
Yeah. YouTube shorts. I watch YouTube shorts.
Yeah, I've got an inside joke where everyone knows what TikTok is, but Instagram reels and YouTube shorts are still trying to catch up. So whenever this guy says he's watching a YouTube short, me and Elizabeth always say that's just a recycled TikTok. I know it's not always the case, but it's always the case. So
yes. So and with all these different platforms where you can have like short content, I just feel like, and long content, I think, but more so the short content, and we've seen a lot more of that. There's so much, disrespectfully bad content, like useless content. Like we're seeing stuff about people doing pranks. And it's like mean pranks, and there are pranks that are fun, that's funny, but I feel like with us, we're here to do something like different from that. We want to give you like some helpful content, but there's a lane for everybody. So I think our lane is really more, like we've said already multiple times, thought-provoking, and we want to more feel good, I would say also, Yeah,
we're some chill, fun, zany boys.
Vibes.
Say vibes again.
Vibes.
Liz?
Vibes.
Hey, hey, fourth wall. What are your expectations? What do you want? What do you hope to accomplish from the YouTube channel and this podcast?
I think that this podcast will work as another way for us to like express our brand and like how we can communicate to our audience. I think it's one thing to just like be talking to a video like, oh, I like this book because of this, and then like I really like enjoying those. I really enjoy making those kinds of videos, but I think like having these candid conversations that really are scriptless will have like another kind of transparency and like create like another kind of bond with our audience. You know, I think that we all care about connection and creating a space for conversation and growth.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Thanks. You guys ready? So we talked about what inspires you, but how will you stay inspired and motivated to keep going? You said earlier that you've tried starting a podcast before, but it hasn't really taken off. Like, why this time?
Yeah, this time's different. We said enough times that where it's actually gonna come to fruition. We're doing it right now. This video, this audio, however you consume this podcast, will be available to you at some point. I don't know. We're gonna try to be consistent with an upload schedule, but you will get content. You will get us these talks with us.
Well said. Yeah, I think interaction will definitely motivate us. I think like so far everybody's been amazing. Sorry, there's something you said there that I wanted to hit on also. I forget. Motivational. Keep saying motivated, inspired. I honestly, I know you said like you hit a point, Liz. You said we've tried this before and we haven't continued it, but I think like. Even though we haven't stayed on course with those, I think we both have really wanted this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think just because we have really wanted it, as long as we can kind of keep aspiring to make this happen, we're gonna have it. And I think we've changed some layouts. You know, when we first thought about this, we had it at the house, and I feel like at the house it's so casual, so comfy. You know what I mean? And I'll be very honest with you guys. I had this disconnect where I couldn't really understand, like, okay, you're on camera, but it's nothing any different. You know, I was acting as if we're in a live audience, and now we switch it over to be in the bookstore, the beautiful backdrop, and it's like it kind of puts a accountability to it. You know what I mean? And now because we're all three of us doing this, it adds another accountability. Like we have a group chat going where it's like, hey, when can we do this? And it's nice because like. It won't just be like myself, be like, hey, when are you guys able? You know, you'll hit us like, hey, are you guys able to record this week? And that, I'm not gonna lie to you, is a lot of motivation for me, hearing that from you. Or if Liz is like, hey, are we recording this week? That's even, respectfully, I think for both of us, if we really hear listening that, that's even more motivation. So, yeah, I think those things, I would say us as a group and then the people. So, and we really want this.
Yeah, back to that, I do appreciate Elizabeth's enthusiasm towards this. That definitely motivates me.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have met Elizabeth, but she's awesome. She definitely has good energy.
You'll see it throughout the channel.
Yeah.
This is my first time being involved with the podcast.
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, here I am.
You excited?
Yeah, I like being behind the camera. I like having the picture in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's kind of like you can we're kind of doing the thing of talking freely, but it's kind of like even less pressure, I feel like.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can't even see what I'm wearing. I could be in my pajamas.
That's true. And I'm not saying that this is pressure. I'm not saying that. But it's a little pressure. No, it's good.
So, this is one of my last questions. What is your opinion on the current landscape of podcasts and podcasting future?
Why don't you take that one? I think we have different opinions on this one.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like a lot of people will say, you're starting a podcast in 2023? What are you guys doing? Guys, podcasting's so oversaturated. Guys, a lot of things are oversaturated. Could you imagine if someone woke up one day and said, hey, I want to play the guitar, and then someone else told them, yeah, but there's already like tens of thousands of other people that know how to play the guitar. Why would that stop you from learning how to play the guitar? Like, we're gonna make a podcast because we want to. It doesn't matter. We can all have podcasts. We can all enjoy and watch each other's podcasts. Entertainment is for everybody, so we can all take part in that. I think the more podcasts we have, it just forces us to be more creative, have more fun, dive into our own lane, touch on things that really resonate with us. That's how I see this landscape going at this current moment in time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like this is a little bit of a this thing I'm gonna say, or like hot take. But like Andrew said, like everybody says that the market of podcasts or digital age of like social anything is oversaturated. But I just don't agree. You got to think about it like the long period. As far as podcasting, the digital age, like we've only really been in like actual, like where the masses can see it for 10-15 years, and that's me pushing that year count. I think that unless we think that the world's going to end in the next 10 years, that we're nowhere near as saturated as it can be or will be. You know what I mean? Like, what's this like? And no offense, but everybody hits a plateau in a sense. You know what I mean? And maybe not a plateau, but everybody hits a point where there's going to be room for other people to grow. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're really only 10 to 15 years into the digital age, so there is going to be plenty more room. I don't think that we're in a saturated place, because 10, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, YouTube could still be going on, and we'll technically be in that first decade of it, when you look at it. So, as far as podcasting goes, so that's my thoughts. That's a good question, though, Liz. I love that. What are your thoughts on the current state? Because you're a big podcaster listener, right?
Not as much. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I used to be more into podcasts. I think I just had a thought on when you guys were talking.
I have earbuds in. I didn't hear that.
Do that after the room for a loop, didn't I?
Yowzers. Probably 17.
17. What kind of bus we're talking about? Like a school bus?
Short bus.
Short bus. What's it called? The Hound? Blue Hound?
Greyhound.
Greyhound. That could fit like 200 people.
200?
Greyhound? Oh, like the big buses?
Yeah, they go like
for schools.
Like people come over here for their full, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Transnational.
When we were in like the beginning stage of our business, another business owner came up to us and they were telling us that it's okay if there's like more than one bookstore in an area, or it's okay if there's like multiple kinds of businesses doing the same thing, because like there's a community need for it. And she said the phrase, "a rising tide lifts all ships," and so I think that this wave of technology is like the rising tide, and podcasts are just going to be like lifted up, and I think that everyone has a voice that can be shared in like a different media form. So to end off our podcast for today, we're going to be talking about a controversial topic. So at the end of every episode, we're going to bring up another hot take, and we're going to have the boys discuss what their thoughts are on it. So today we're going to be talking about gendered clothing. Should all clothing become unisex? And that doesn't mean that we're changing skirts to become modified. It's just all clothing is just clothing.
Long answer, yes. I'm not saying that it has to be, but I think I'm not opposed to that. I think that's an easy situation to make happen. Great question, Liz. I do think that all clothes can be unisex. I'm not saying that it has to be, but I definitely think that it can be, and I'm not opposed to it. I just don't see what would be the bad, like the non-benefits of having clothes be unisex. Like I just don't understand what it would be.
I don't think anyone needs to be forced into a specific type of dress, but if they're comfortable with a certain way they've been dressing their whole life, then obviously stick to that. But when it comes to social norms like business professional attire or casual dress, we're all basically wearing sweatpants anyways. But yeah, when it comes to like skirts or dresses, where would you want to wear?
Think about it. It's like, I think getting other people on board. I think you see people who don't like change. So I think if you were to change that all at once, you're gonna have a lot of backlash. I think you have people who love maybe not stigma, but the whole thing of like, oh, blue is for this person or pink is for this person, and I think that you'll have certain parents be upset about it because it's like, where am I going? You know what I mean? So it's a lot that goes into this. It's not easy like we can just take that away.
Yeah, gender reveal parties or something else. Worries you. I think all clothing should have I think all clothing already has the ability to be unisex. You just have to be able to fit into it with your body type, and then just rock it if you want to wear it.
Think about the partner that you have. I know for a fact, me with my partner, I'm wearing her clothes all the time. I'm wearing her shirts. Liz thankfully wears baggy clothes, and I like tighter clothes, so it works out perfectly because we're different sizes. So it's like, if you think about that, when people who are in relationships who are wearing their significant other clothes, what's the difference? You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like that can be an example of why it would be so easy, because we probably just do it without even knowing. You know what I mean? I mean, you have like I think about like pantsuits now, like for women, like that's a big thing.
Wow. Yeah, wear whatever you want to wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we promote healthy wearing. Hey, did you enjoy the podcast?
What is this, Dora the Explorer?
It sounded like that, right? Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast, episode 1. This is a little quicker, shorter than we plan on having it moving forward, maybe. But this is the intro. This is just getting to know us a little bit.
This is just the intro.
This is just the intro. So stay tuned for the next one, and remember to, if you're on YouTube, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. If you're on Spotify, just enjoy it.
Leave a good rating. Maybe leave a review. Thanks.
Yeah. Once again, my name is Ted Bucard.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Elizabeth.
And this is the Modern Day Bee podcast.